Good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching Kentucky Sports Television. I'm Thomas Beisner, joined by Leslie Neely. We are out here in the cold at Buffalo Wild Wings in Louisville. The ESPN College Game Day bus is behind us. It's made a stop. And cold aside, getting excited for the game tomorrow, right, Leslie?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is prime conditions out here. It's sunny, warm. No.
I just noticed you have gloves.
They're mittens, actually. I'm
fair.
fully prepared for this weather. So.
Yeah, keep in mind, like a year and a half ago, I was living in Tampa, so I'm not quite acclimated to this, but a lot of Kentucky fans coming out, taking a tour of the bus, lots of stuff going on here as they get prepared for the game, and it's a chance for Kentucky, of course, to make a statement against Missouri. Kind of, we heard Andy Katz and Matt Norlander say they think Kentucky's going to get into the tournament. Certainly after the Missouri game, we'll have a better idea. Is this the game you think the Cats are going to make that statement?
I think that they're going to make a big statement in this one. I think it's actually a really good game because both teams have a lot to prove. Missouri just beat Florida really big. Kentucky had a great game against Vanderbilt, and I think both of them have something to prove, even though Missouri's still kind of leeway with the tournament. But I think with it being game day, there's so much more pressure, and I think this is more excitement for fans to get excited for this game.
Yeah, we talked when I was inside a few minutes ago trying to stay warm. I talked with some Missouri fans and told them Andy Katz said he's not convinced. He wants to see a road win. They're not impressed. They said they beat Mississippi State by 40 points. Mississippi State. But a chance for both teams to try to increase their positioning for the postseason. When you look at UK, Ryan Harrow, of course, bounced back against Vanderbilt. 6 of 9 from the field, 12 points, and did a real good job kind of facilitating and taking charge. He's going to have a big challenge ahead of him with Phil Pressey. Is Harrow up to the challenge? Pressey was a preseason SEC Player of the Year. Can he handle that challenge?
Before that game against Vanderbilt, I would have said Ryan Harrow was not ready whatsoever. He was not playing like a Kentucky point guard. He wasn't listening to Coach Calipari. But at that Vanderbilt game, I'm a Ryan Harrow believer. I don't know where he come from, when he decided to show up, but this is a guy I've been waiting to see all season. The point guard position at UK is so difficult, and the offense is so centered around him. But he did a really good job, and I think he can match up with Phil Pressey just fine.
Right, and we talked about on the show last night, going to Cal and saying, I want to be the guy, I want to start, kind of signals a change for him, that he's starting to understand he's not the point guard at Kentucky because Marcus Teague's gone, or because no one else is there. He's the point guard at Kentucky because there's great responsibility that comes with it, and he seems like he's adjusting. Phil Pressey is a dynamic playmaker, kind of like Archie Goodwin. There's good and there's bad. He shoots only, for his career, like 38% from the field, and that's not three-pointers. That's just from the field, which is troubling. So Kentucky, if they can isolate him and maybe force him into that Archie Goodwin kind of game, if Missouri fans are yelling at him the way Kentucky fans yell at Archie Goodwin sometimes, that might be mean Kentucky is having the game go their way. Inside, of course, Lawrence Bowers and Alex Oriaki, a big challenge for the Cats. Alex Poitras played a little better. Willie Cauley-Stein had a great game, though Kevin Stallings said they were kind of giving it to him. And Kyle Wiltshire has been up and down. Can the Cats match that physicality that the Tigers have inside?
I think they can. There's so many of those just unknown factors for this game, and I think that that's going to play into this being a really exciting back-and-forth game. I think it's going to be close the entire time. I think if Kentucky does a good job of not letting things go in the second half, but Missouri does play more of a fast-paced style, and Kentucky has been known this season to play against their opponent the way that they play. So if they're playing upbeat with them, I think they'll be just fine, as long as this Kentucky team plays like they did against Vanderbilt. The mini games before that, I think Kentucky's going down. But if they played like they did against Vanderbilt, have the fans behind them, have that momentum and that positive attitude, it's going to be a good game.
It's an attitude thing with them. We've talked about it a lot. You have a background with pageants, right? You know about attitude. How do you get that? I mean, you're going out for a game, and then I imagine we're doing a pageant. You have to get in the zone. Does it take you time to acquire that sassy? Is it sassiness? Is that what you have in your pageant?
So sassiness, feisty. My mom always told me you have to see the crown on your head, and then it's already there. So these guys need to see that national championship trophy right there, and they'll be good to go. Well, hello.
You a Kentucky fan?
I think he's a Roll Tide fan.
You want to be on TV?
Yeah.
You're on TV. You want to say something?
Have you been on the bus yet?
Made it worth it.
Oh, you're ready to get on? What do you think? What do you think it's going to look like?
I don't know.
You think there's going to be like important people on there?
Probably not.
You'll go. All right. See, all right. He's excited, right?
I mean, he's ready to get on that bus.
I think you made him nervous. That was the Anthony Bennett of like fifth grade. I think you made him a little nervous. But as Kentucky gets ready to maybe move into the postseason, this game is going to be one. They don't have a lot of resume builders. And Mississippi State or Mississippi. It's so cold out here. I can't even talk. Mississippi was one, and it's kind of lost its luster. They fell to South Carolina the other night. This is going to give them a chance to really leapfrog and get in there. Is it Harrow? We talk about Harrow, Poitras, Goodwin. We can single these guys out, but is it at the point where everybody collectively, you have to be, it's going to take a team effort because none of these guys are consistent enough.
It's a combination of all of them. If one guy falls, it seems like they all just kind of blend together, and if one guy's doing bad, they all start to do bad. But when one guy gets pumped up, like Willie Cauley-Stein did the other night, they all kind of feed off that. And not one person like last year, like an MKG, is a catalyst for all of them. They all kind of feed off of each other. So I think if that attitude thing, we keep going back to it, but I think that's the main thing with this. They all have to come in there ready to fight. They maybe need to play that Let's Fight video again, because I think when they had that in their minds, they did so much better. And to think that it was something so small like that made all the difference.
And they don't have the depth, and we talk about the depth all the time being a problem, especially with Nerlens out. And their players are not at the great level they've been in the past, and they don't have the depth. That if Ryan Harrow comes out and has a bad game, Archie Goodwin's best game is 24, 25 points. It's not enough to make up for a 0 from Ryan Harrow. And the same with Alex Poitras. So it seems like they're putting it together. As they move past this game, we ask everybody that's been on the show, are they going to make the tournament? Do you think they're going to eventually work their way in? You believe this team still, after even Vanderbilt with some of the struggles, that they're going to get into the NCAA tournament?
I think they can. I'm not really ready to submit my answer until after I see what kind of performance they do on Saturday. I think a lot of people are like that. But I think they have all the capabilities and all the requirements to get into there. They just need more chances to prove it. And I think that they're finally getting together late, but better late than never. But I think they can make it to the big dance.
Yeah, and then they can all wear their glasses. Archie Goodwin has those glasses. Everybody's
those are so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to get a pair of those.
If they'll warm my hands up, then I'll gladly wear them. Don't go anywhere, because coming up after the break, I think Leslie's actually going to get to sneak inside the bus and get warm, take a look at the game day bus, and talk with former Cat Derek Anderson. That's right after this. Check your forecast on CN2.